If I had been able to be rational about it, fully rational, I think I would have been out a lot sooner. We owned 7 properties, 6 of which were long-term rental lease options. And the 7th was supposed to be our dream home, and the rentals were supposed to be our future. And if we hadn't sold when we did, we would have been upside down on 4 or 5 of the mortgages. Maybe not bankrupt, but definitely not happy. And it was an emotional process, and it was messy, but in the end, the timing for me was really nice. In the mid-2000s, my brother-in-law bought a bunch of copies of Conquer the Crash to give to friends and family, and I read it and it immediately jumped out at me, and I think the gravity took a while to really sink in, but it was definitely the catalyst to protecting ourselves from real estate collapse. And I started selling properties that year. It took a while to unwind, and in the end, though, we protected ourselves. And I was one of the only ones to read it. The psychology in Conquer the Crash is what really intrigued me. My dad was a psychiatrist, and we grew up talking about psychology around the dinner table, and I got my degree from James Madison University. So unraveling the mysteries behind investor psychology led me on a deeper path to socionomics. And it was when I dug deeper into socionomics by watching History's Hidden Engine that I finally found where to apply this psychology as an educator. I teach personal finance to high school students, and I try not to be too radical with the introduction because being contrarian isn't always easy to teach. But it's been a lot easier since 2007, before there would be pushback from parents. And because one of my key takeaways is don't go into debt for school. And there aren't too many parents now willing to argue with that. In high school, personal finance, we were having student loan talks before student loan talks were cool. And sometimes kids really adapted to that model of thinking. It makes logical sense. But sometimes kids reject it because it's not the norm. But reading Conquer the Crash changed everything.